Okay, hi, welcome. It is my live Facebook Live campaign update and town hall. I'm gonna go over to my favorite spot, one of my favorite spots here in Switzerland, to the Roman ruins. So sorry I missed my first bus because supposedly they're not issuing tickets on the buses anymore. I don't know if that's true or not. We gotta check that with somebody because I find that difficult to believe, because there's a lot of small little bus stops that don't have a way to get a ticket, so they have to give tickets on board. I don't know. So anyways, I missed my first bus, but I caught the second one, and that's why I'm still not at my... Okay, so welcome to Switzerland. I'm just a little bit away from the airport right now, in a town called Buchser-Lochocki, which used to be a little town, but they're building things up here too. All sorts of modern things with solar panels and everything. Apartment buildings. I'll take you on a little tour in a while. But let me get to the spot first. So I flew on Turkish Airlines, and I have to say the food was excellent. And we had like real plates, and we had real metal silverware. So we could like cut our food officially if we needed to. We could use our silverware like real silverware without it breaking mid-eating. So I am really thrilled. The food was so fresh and excellent too. And then the airport in Istanbul is quite nice. It's something like 2 kilometers long from one end to the other, and it's all shopping, pretty much. Shopping and eating. So if you ever have to have a layover, I highly recommend it. The people are friendly, and my experience was wonderful. So I really recommend you go there. Do a stopover. Spend a couple of hours, or I don't know. They said I think I read somewhere that they'll even pay for your overnighting if you have to stay overnight in a hotel for one night or something to catch your flight, which is quite nice. So I don't know. They're doing something right. So here we are. Welcome. Oh, but I'm backwards again, so let me turn it around and let me get my glasses on. And shall we see what my hair looks like without the hood on? Okay. So, this is a Picasso vehicle. I think it's Fiat, I don't know. But it's got these big windows up front here and some strange windows on the side. The most important thing is on the outside it says Picasso. So, I guess I'm live, yeah. Welcome. I am Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki, and I am a candidate for president. And, yeah, what can I say? This is my town hall. Welcome. So, I'm finally here, and as far as what Elon Musk is discovering, it's quite interesting. I mean, I knew there was a lot of fraud and corruption in our government, but I think he's doing a good job discovering it. So, I have to say, well done, Elon. At first, it was a little scary what you were doing and why you might be doing it. So now I feel a little more comfortable. I'm looking forward to the State of the Union address that Donald Trump's going to be doing, because I heard him also saying about all the corruption, that our government's corrupt. And I want to actually say our government actually technically is not corrupt, but the people running it are. That's where we really need to point the fingers. It's not the government. It's the people running it. The people who were chosen by other people to do jobs, and then they abused their positions. And I'm going to say that most of the time it's Democrats and Republicans. I don't know a lot of Green Party people who were ever really in a position of power. And I don't think there were ever any libertarians or even write-ins or anything like that. So we only have to point our finger at the Democrats and the Republicans, because they've been the ones corrupting the system. And it's not just, I know Trump ran on a Republican ticket, but I think he knows that it's not just the Democrats. It's the Republicans too. So we've been, manipulated as a public for a long time, and it's really disgusting, and it's got to stop. It's not acceptable. So, I don't know. I have a Adam watching. Let me see if whoever he is, if he wants to come on. Let's finally have a talk once with someone. Maybe it is a town hall. Oh, no, declined. Okay. So I think I might get out of the vehicle with you and walk around. So let me put my hat back on, actually, and let's go see what's going on. So, welcome to Switzerland. Got my key. I got you. So now let's go for a little walk. This is where I used to go walking with my dogs all the time. Used to be a Roman farmhouse. That's why I call it the Roman ruins. And here's my Picasso car with the funny windows. Where does it say? Citron. See, it says Picasso. Okay, so it's not Fiat. I'm sorry. Citron. It's a Citron, not a Fiat. But I think they're somehow familiar or similar or something. I don't know. I'm just a car user. I'm not a car name brand type of thing. So here we have some moles hanging out in the garden.
Mommy, that's more
And then in that direction is Zurich and the airport. And then this is just a walking area for moms and kids and dogs. Lots of fruit trees too, hanging around. Oh, somebody wrote something. Let's see. Yeah, Adam, I'm not really adding any new people at this time. And in fact, I'm getting rid of some people. So, yeah. No, I'm not adding anybody right now. But anyways, thanks for trying. So here it says, don't touch the information pieces. This is a garden, like what the Romans would have had way back in the day. Sort of a mixture of flowers and herbs and stuff. And then they have, I have no idea what that is. I guess I'll tell you when I know what it might be. So this is how they might have had their garden back in the Roman times, with herbs and plants and, okay, they didn't have the fancy fence. They probably had a different type of fence. They're not giving me any names that I'm recognizing, but I think this is like sage. I think we saw some thyme back here and some other things. Immergrün, so always green, I guess. I'm not sure if that was really a plant that one would find here. Something like that. You see lots of owners are out with their dogs. Cannabis. Hemp. THC arm. Oh, okay, so there's going to be cannabis growing here, but it's not going to have THC. I guess they would have used that for, didn't they use it for paper and fabric? Other things? Okay, maybe we have to come back in the summer and see everything in full bloom. But yeah, so this is their little garden. This is what they would have had. Down there is a cute little garden settlement. So it's known here that people sometimes are feeling better with themselves and with life if they can get out into the garden. So a lot of city dwellers have gardens in the suburbs where they go on the weekends and have parties and enjoy nature. And they plant fruits and vegetables and do all kinds of things. So this is like some sort of floor heating that they had back in the Roman days. They would have maybe hot water going through here, or just had it connected to a fire pit, and then the heat would go in. So I think you can see it. These are some outer walls of the farmhouse. They also had a kiln and some other things. But anyway, you know, this is what we need. We need more getting back to nature. Getting back to skills and trades being done by humans. Because there's so much fun to be had. Can you see? The wall behind me. So inside there is like some mosaics, and that's where the kiln is, but it's only open on the weekends, so we can't go in. Yeah, Minnie and Penny used to walk with me here. I miss them very much. So here's a good solid wall, Roman style. And this was, I don't know, probably some sort of water area, I'm going to say. Maybe a bath even. Yeah. Penny used to run up on top there and play with her brother around here too. There's another doggy. Lots of farm here. Normally they do about 8 different crops all year round. And sunflowers are usually planted around here, which makes it really beautiful in the summertime or in June. I guess that's summer, right? June, July, like that. Oh. So this is how they keep their ground sturdy. Mixture of earth and stone. It's good for horseback riding, which a lot of people have horses here and go horseback riding. That's another thing we could really use to add back to our culture. You know, we don't all have to have electronic modes of getting around. We can actually use our 2 feet, or we could ride a horse or a cow, or a buggy. Oh, and that was another thing. So I get on board the Turkish airline, and you know, normally I don't watch movies, but they had Gone with the Wind. Gone with the Wind was available, so I could not resist, and I watched the whole thing on the airplane. So I highly recommend Turkish Airlines. I had a great experience. So here we are on a little pathway to another house. I don't know where I left off. So anyway, this is the kiln that I was telling you about. And I guess I would make the fire inside and put the items on top, perhaps. And then they would harden. The famous ceramics that we know from the Roman period. Let's come up here to the information board. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. It's fun to come out and walk and see how people used to live, learn a little bit of history. I know we got places like this too. Okay. I'll have to look at that another day and really translate it. Oh, I see. We're back to looking this way. So you're not seeing any of the things that I just showed you. So let me do it again. It's one of those days. Oh, look at this big tree. It goes up, 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 up. Yeah. Lots of good oxygen here. And look, there are no signs that there's a bump, but there's a bump. So you gotta watch your step. And there's no sign that says watch your step, you just gotta do it. So this is where the kiln is. They would roll down their ceramics in here and firewood probably. They made mosaics. So this is also like where the mosaics would be made. So I'll have to look more into the details. They had a little ramp, and then they would put their stuff in there. Yeah, so let's continue on our walk here. Quite nice. I love it back here. These cute little markings. This is not Roman here. This is simply showing you where the house was and the farmland was. And this part is not the original part. There's the highway right there. Gotta watch your step. And the stones are a little wobbly, but that's good to keep you balanced, right? And here we're coming to some original building. What's left after Rome fell apart, it was conquered. Again, me and the dogs come back here and walk up and down. So here's a room. There's kids like to climb on these things too. It's not just for dogs at this point. But yeah, so this is like one of their farm homes right here. There's a transition place between Rome and Germany. It was on their trail, so they would, while traveling, make a stop. So it was a little bit like a hotel too. My little town, Winkle, or Seeb, even smaller. Yeah. Horses were here. Yeah. So this is the other side of those buildings that I said at the first part of this video, where they're building more apartment buildings with lots of solar panels. So that's them in front of us down at the end there. Looks like a good 200 people or more will be moving in. Lots of apartments. And we have various fruit trees here. And hiking. Information about your dog being on a leash. But some of the old-time dog owners like me, we were allowed to not have our dogs on the leash for some time until, of course, they died because the dogs were used to that. But now, I guess they have to be on the leash. So that's the outside area. Nice little green field where sometimes they grow things. I think it's actually more across the street there where they grow. They're doing some construction or reconstructing. There's a pond over here. Yep. Ducks used to like to go there. Not sure what this is. This is leftover stones or discovered stones. But yeah, so I suppose I should talk a little bit about the president's actions. I think he's actually doing a good job discovering the corruption. So like I said, I'm looking forward to his speech, and I'm also here. Let me turn this around so you can see me. I'm also looking forward, to the results, like what's going to happen. So, as I said, we have a lot of fraud, but it's not with our government. It's actually just the people running it. It's a little bit like guns. You know, gun by itself is not a problem. It's whoever's pulling the trigger. That's the problem. And that's a human being. And it's a human being running our country. You know, not particularly this human being running our country, because there's more than one anyways running the country, but you know what I mean. So I guess if you want to come on and ask a question, then put your hand up. Give me a hand signal, a thumbs up, or a hand wave, you know, to let me know if you want to come on. Maybe that's what I do. Raise your hand if you want to join the video, and then I'll bring you on camera. Here. They don't have this labeled. So I'm not sure. I think they once had it labeled, but I'm not sure what this little thing is anymore. I think it was some sort of water basin type thing, but I might be wrong. It's like a reservoir. Here. So here we are down in the Roman woman area, whatever it might be. This could be for the kids. The shallow area. Let me go see if I can. Let me go see if I can find a plaque about it. Again, there's no sign saying watch your step. You just gotta watch your step. Because you know why? Because here, they expect you to be an adult. They expect you to use your eyes and your senses to walk forward. So, if you were to come to them and say, oh, I didn't know I should watch my step, well, they're going to look at you like you're an idiot. So, that's what being responsible for your actions is all about. And that's something that's missing in the United States. There's a nice big tree. Again. Let's see what this sign, there's a sign here. Oh no, this is about. I don't know where I left you off, so let me show you this again. There's a book, I think, too, if you want to know more. You need to contact Winkle. So these are the outlines still of the farm. There's some over here, and these here, you see them? I'm going to follow this path up. Yeah, I used to bring Jessie here, too, first in the stroller. Then, when she was able to walk again after leukemia, then she would come running here too with the two dogs and her friends. And we would walk around, get a little exercise for about an hour, hour and a half. Sometimes come here and make some hot dogs on the fire and other yummy things too. So, yeah, lots to discover. History. Fun living here. See these garden things over across the way? That's a big gardener here in our neighborhood. They produce a lot of fruits and vegetables for our communities around here. And they hire a lot of migrant workers from Portugal and Spain. But they come across the border legally. They have permits. And they do it the proper way. So yeah, so Donald Trump, I'm looking forward. I think you are discovering a lot. Elon Musk, you're doing a good job. So let's keep going. And I want to say something too about the vaccine, making it unconstitutional or against the law to force people to get vaccinated. That is great. Because you know what that means? You can't force people to stay pregnant. That's right. If people don't want to be pregnant, you don't have to be. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I heard something about West Virginia having a bill about forcing girls, if they're raped or by incest become impregnated, they're going to force girls to have those babies. Shame on you, West Virginia, and whichever person in our legislature is planning to make that ruling. That's disgusting. It's forced labor. Read your 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. It's against the law. It's unconstitutional. You cannot do it. And then read the 14th Amendment, because that clarifies that states are not allowed to do those things. You cannot restrict people's liberties. And a baby that is inside a womb that is not full term is not a U.S. citizen. They have no rights. The rights belong with the U.S. citizen. The rights belong with the adult, not with the unborn. I don't care what you say. Life begins at conception. I agree with that. But it's not a U.S. citizen until it's born. Got it? So, West Virginia, you're out of control. How dare you? How dare you men force girls to keep babies they didn't plan or want? Shame on you. You're letting the rapist pick their victim, pick their woman, their girl. West Virginia, you should just be ashamed of yourself. Everybody in the legislature there should go home and think about it. The 13th and the 14th Amendment apply. You're unconstitutional. You don't even have to write the bill. Don't waste our time. Don't waste our tax money. Move on to something real, like fixing the roads, like fixing the paint on the roads. It is dangerous. And fixing the lights of everybody driving through West Virginia. Lights on cars used to aim downward. Now they're aiming upward into everybody's face. That's what you should be passing laws about. That's what our police should be out there doing. Making sure that lights are aiming downward at an angle, not at the person in front of them. Period. This is unacceptable how we drive at night in West Virginia and in other places in our country. And the potholes are obscene. Some of them are over 6 inches deep. That's a half of a foot. It's unacceptable. If a mother is driving a baby or an injured person somewhere, do you really want them to have to dodge potholes? What are you, ridiculous? Is that your standard, West Virginia? Shame on you. Get to work. Write real laws. Leave the women alone. We are in control of our own bodies, not you. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this tour of one of my favorite places in Switzerland, where I used to live nearby and go walking all the time with my dogs and my daughter. And yeah, that's it. So my name is Susan Maud Buchser-Lochocki. I am still a candidate for president. I have not conceded the election. And I know there's a lot of fraud. I call on the Supreme Court to make a ruling on my lawsuit. And we need to move forward and get rid of this corruption. You know, it's shocking what's being discovered. But, I mean, we all knew it was there, but nobody was doing anything about it. And luckily, you know, Donald Trump and Elon Musk have found a way to discover the fraud and manipulation and corruption. So well done, gentlemen. Keep going, and let's see what happens. I'm looking forward to a better future for our country and our people. Thank you. I also call for a ceasefire, for everyone to think about peace. Bring peace into your life. I know it's difficult right now. The change is coming, so things might get easier soon. I hope so. And then maybe it'll be easier to have some real peace in our country and around the world. But yeah, I know we have to go through some pain maybe first before we get there. Let's see what happens. So a ceasefire, put down your weapons, try to negotiate and talk it out. A lot of problems are caused because people don't communicate well. So talking or writing, if you can't speak, then write it. And if you can't write it, then make pictures about it. But communicate. That's the important thing. Until your real voice is heard. Okay. So thank you for stopping by. I wish you a nice day wherever you are. And sorry this video was kind of strange, going and stopping and going, and yeah, anyways. So I wish you a good day wherever you are. Bye for now.